What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 4 of the epic PropsBot tutorial. In the previous episodes, in case you missed them, well, make sure you go back and watch them. However, I showed you around the house, showed you all the amenities, showed you how to use everything in the app, showed you all the bells and whistles. In the very last episode, I showed you how to find winning plays in 10 seconds or less for MLB. And tonight, it's all about NHL. Now, I imagine this video, and I say this every time, and I haven't been right yet, but I think this is going to be one of the shorter videos for a couple of reasons. NHL is pretty simplistic, in my opinion. There's only a couple of markets, I think, that the majority of us really bet. So I'm going to really focus in on those markets. And the NHL season is kind of coming to an end, guys. We're in the second round of the playoffs. There's only a couple of plays out there. So I will show you how to find winning plays for NHL, which has been historically one of our top 2 best sports on the season, but I think it will not take me a lot of time to do it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got NHL on the board. When you open the app, you're going to see, as always, the highest confidence score plays at first. Now, you want to look for that confidence gap. If you watch that MLB video, make sure you guys check it out if you haven't already. You're always looking for value. You know, a decent play is one thing, but if you're not getting any ROI or any value out of it, then long term, it's going to be hard to be profitable, believe it or not. So you need to find some value right here. This is basically an even play, minus 0.6. This would not deter me from playing this play, Quinn Hughes here at all, to get a point, 67.9% confidence score, the highest play on the board. This value is basically null. So that is a fine play. I don't have a problem with it. Even 3.9% is not bad. Cale Makar is a great bet most nights. So, you know, a 1.7 gap here is probably a little bit preferred over Matthew Boldy. So if I'm looking at this, I'm probably going in and I'm double tapping on Quinn Hughes, and I'm probably double tapping, which you can see I already did, on Cale Makar. And then you put those two plays together, you've got maybe a plus 111, plus 110, something like that. And that's a very reasonable play that we've been having a ton of success with on the season. Just NHL points markets, the confidence score loves them. And why wouldn't it? It's been predicting them so accurately. But let's say you want to go in and you want to take a look at something like goalie saves. Now, I have not built out a sort and filter combination for it yet, but total saves is one of the things I'm usually interested in. Now, tonight, likes all the unders. You can see even the highest over on the board is still sub 50%. Not really any value, completely negligible there. Our app says it's basically appropriately priced. So what I'm going to do is, instead of looking at total saves, since there's not a lot of value there, let's look at the unders real quick. So it leans 51%. Again, these are kind of split, guys. You're not really getting a lot of value. This could be interesting if you could play this on Bovada, just because you are getting a 1% edge here. But overall, you know, the team shot attempts per game for Minnesota is 26.1, you know, 24.5 total saves. Our app's flagging this as this line is nuts. You can see what he's done in recent games here. I have a very high hit rate on this in recent games. That's probably why one of the things that the confidence score loves. FanDuel, one of the sharpest books, being at 23.5, is an indicator that I maybe would be interested in taking the under 24.5 here. We've got a lean under verdict. So this is an interesting one. Again, guys, the value, and I should have said this in the MLB video. So, you know, if you guys are just watching this one, and for those of you that watch the MLB one that aren't going to watch this one, you're missing this beautiful gem right here. Unders are the way to go, guys. Unders have more value, more ways for you to get more ROI out of your plays. And overall, historically, I think you'll be a better and more prosperous long-term bettor if you bet unders. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and we're going to flip back to overs. With that being said, and I did save one market for us. You can see I've got points against weak goalie. That's when I was using on the season for points, and you can use it for goals scored, which is more of a lotto play, a little bit more like the home runs or first touchdowns, or even anytime touchdowns a little bit for NFL. Kind of the equivalent there, that you put a couple together, you parlay it for a small fractional unit, and you have some fun, something to sweat out with your buddies when you're watching the game. But I like this on a full slate of NHL, because what you can do is you'll see where the opponent goalie is weak. So the opponent save percentage is 908. So you're going to see all the Minnesota players first. Why? Because they're all going up against the same goalie. Makes sense. And then you're just looking for the highest confidence scores. So 61%, okay. Zuccarello, not a bad play. However, Quinn Hughes, obviously 6% higher, is jumping off the board a little bit. Confidence gap. Now you are getting a little bit better value over at Zuccarello here. So that's something to consider. Again, maybe both these plays are the way to go. But you know, as you see these guys, red favors the under, green favors the over, excuse me. So obviously you can see Boldy very high hit rate recently. So what I looked at with this filter, with this sort and filters, I have how have they done over the last 5 games and what kind of goalie are they going up against. So we've got weak goalie. Have they been hot the last couple of games? Now this one is, remember, it's ascending because we want the lowest number there. And you got last 5 here. That is the last 5 games, how they've done over the last 5. Look, what's their hit rate over the last 5? And then we've got confidence score here, all right? And this is just one of the filters I've been experimenting with recently. Again, by the time this app update came out, the playoffs were already starting. So I will be honest and say these filters have not been tested through a ton of samples yet because NHL's been winding down as this PropsBot 2.0 update came out. But really, guys, that's really the 2 most important markets in my opinion. It's points, it's total saves, and then an honorable mention to something like assists or block shots or even shots on goal has not been a bad market for us at all. I just don't have any filters saved out for it. Whoops, I saved that. There we go. Shots on goal. So if you're going to look at shots on goal, though, this is with no filters applied. Just take a look at some of these metrics that are already tailor-made for you right here. You don't have to do any of the work, guys. I'm showing you this for those that really want to drill down and kind of come up with their own formulas and stuff. But guys, like I've said before, and I should maybe put more emphasis on this every time, this app was built for you to use the confidence score and the confidence gap and move on and move out and find your odds on whatever book you want to make sure you're getting good value and get out of there. That's it. That's literally it, guys. All this extra stuff is great. And I think that it has a place, but I don't think it's 100% necessary to be a successful and profitable sports bettor. Actually, I know it's not because I've been using just the confidence score and confidence gap and having phenomenal success and phenomenal results. And so have the other Discord members, guys. So, I'm showing this to you because I know a lot of you guys like to dive into the data and everything and really find your own plays. And you like that rewarding feeling when you found a play and you found that edge and you're like, man, I found this. I get that feeling and I want to see you have success. And if that's the feeling you want to go with and run with it, by all means, you can do that in this app. But if you're like me and most of the time you're short on time, this is the app for you, and this app will help you win with limited time better than anything else that's out there. Thanks for watching the NHL video, and I'll catch you on the next one.